they're doing
Yeah.
to everything, right? By all this online shopping.
Mm.
They don't realise that they're killing things slowly. It took hundreds of years for this system of shops and everything and trade and commerce to develop, okay? And that's how we were going. Hundreds of years to build all that up. It takes years to start a business and get it going and everything and build it up and everything, okay? Now, virtually overnight, that's being shut down. Now, you can't just restart all that stuff. It takes years. It took years to get it to that stage. If it shuts down, you can't just snap your fingers and restart it, right? Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking here.
No,
yeah.
preaching to the converted, but yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, it's like,
I think of that movie Time Machine. Remember the
the
Morlocks?
Rod Taylor one.
And they're all with white robes, and people drown in the lakes. They're all virtuous.
Yeah, and all people
And they hear the gong sound, gong, and they go to the cave thinking they're going to meet God or something. Open up, bloody Morlocks or zombies, radiation things, eat them up. Well, that's what the way the world's heading is. We're just not listening, we're not hearing the sound of warning. We're just being eaten up.
See, this is the crazy thing. For thousands of years, certain people have been
Awake.
warning us and awake, okay? And thousands of years, right? But it doesn't fix things.
No, it doesn't.
And I've been watching it my whole life and wondering, for thousands of years, had all this philosophy and debate and ethics and everything, but we still kill each other, right? We still resolve our differences with war and violence, and we still let people suffer and die, hunger and thirst and terrible conditions. We know they do, and there are people that can help them and they don't help them. And this is after thousands of years of fucking humanities. So it's like, so it's pretty obvious that, like we've had this discussion so many times, but it's pretty obvious that none of it has really got through, right? And you can do something on your phone.
I'm just. Yeah, I'm not going to. Okay.
There's two things in the Bible.
Yep.
Okay. One is the world has not seen, right? What one man walking about. That's so. The second one is the creation groans and travails, eagerly awaiting the earnest manifestation of the sons of God. Right. That's the other one that sort of says, okay, well, the waiting thing is in there, you know. But there were. So it's
there's this look. What's happening? This frequency thing. There are people that are stepping into light, but it's alien. It's the prince of the air. They're. See, I preach that the light is at the end of the tunnel.
It's got to be the deception.
See, when it's in your face like that, right up close, you've been sucked into the light. Even the light is deceptive. You got enough of the darker realm type of religions and Illuminati and secret handshakes and so forth. But this whole light thing is coming through a frequency, and I've actually spoken to these people. I go online and everything, and they're saying, "Oh no, you got to be part of it. It's the new age thing. They're basically like the ones that committed suicide. Those Moonies that got taken up, but they're not talking like that. They're just saying there are beings that are coming through the veil, and they're enlightened. Did you remember he mentioned about the enlightenment doesn't lead to wisdom?
We were told thousands of years ago there were beings coming through to corrupt us, and it's been going on since day one.
And they're using even highly moral people, even people that claim to be good, which Jesus said none good. They are being sucked into it.
Lord, we did many mighty things in your name, did miracles.
Yep, and you know what? They tried to implant it in me. And I started having these dreams. Nothing about Jesus. See, this thing, all coming to me in white robes and light and fog. And I was having these, they were trying to hypnotize me.
No, yeah, but you always have those dreams.
Well, I have been involved in cult, it's a Mormon cult. But the thing is, I could see why they were trying to induce some type of. They weren't doing it deliberately. They were themselves being deceived, and it was causing my brain to fire up. And next thing, I'm hearing the voices of all these people, live and dead, all coming and saying, "We found that we're going to an enlightened plane. We're there, and the whole world is."
Yeah, see, that's.
And they're
That's it.
sucking you in.
I just something in my gut tells me that's a trap.
I know.
Right?
It's peaceful, but that doesn't mean
it's a trap to all the Buddhists are and everything.
Yeah.
The astral plane.
Yeah.
But all the stories is that there are these archons in control of the astral plane. Well, we know who controls the archons.
The demons.
Sludge Boy.
Yeah.
So he has to have the astral planes, and he's given them. Anyone who has a nice time in the astral planes, he's given them that. It's got to be. I reckon. You know what I mean? It's like a deceit.
See, people that are seeking power or something are going to be vulnerable. They want that.
See, we all, every single, if you're a human being, you have a question in your heart.
Yes.
And that is, what's going on? What's it all about, Alfie? Okay, if you're a human being.
Yeah.
Like what's really going on?
Yep.
So this thing about Sludge Boy having the whole thing. I've heard 1 million people ask the question, why does God allow the suffering on this earth? It's probably one of the first questions that anyone asks when they want to sort of doubt God. They say, well, if there's a good God, why does he allow all the suffering? You know what I mean? And of course I ask him that 1,000 times every day, like, why, how can, why? I said, people go up to the astral planes and you go, oh, now you got to go back. And no one says, oh, like, fuck, I'm going back. You go back and fix it. Don't tell me to go back to hell. It's really bad down there. Fix it.
You just made a point. Now, when I was taken on the trip, when they were trying to brainwash me into some type of Venus project, what do you call it, utopia, these beings that started speaking to me in the dreams of this mass consciousness thing, they told me that we can cure cancer. You abide by us and our realm, and you won't get sick or anything. And for about a few days, I was just sitting here. I didn't even need a smoke. I didn't have any sickness. I just felt so at peace. Like every pain was taken from me. I'm almost getting converted to this realm, this way of this cultish thing that's in the world. And then I started to question exactly what you just said. And the moment I question it, all the sickness come back. All the pain, the gut pain, all the cravings all come back. And I was thinking, well, if they are enlightened and they don't need all that, but the ones who go against it get the frequency of the chaos and all the shit comes back in. But who are they? It's not a mention of Jesus. So people are going to say, I'm going there. No. That's peaceful, but you've got to come back, like you said.
That's why I think that, in my understanding, the only way that there could be a good holy God somewhere and all this suffering, the only way that could be happening is that, it's so dark that he's just going to wait. and a nanosecond of a heartbeat on the stroke. I imagine it's going to happen. It's all going to go down.
You're all going to go down. Yeah.
That because this must be hurting him more than it's hurting us. I mean, if he's a good, holy God, and he's looking at this, it's got to be tearing his heart out, right? So, but all the indications is that there's a time.
So people are avoiding suffering by denying Christ, or by denying the real Jesus. They're escaping and getting healed and all sorts of things, being enlightened, and it's denying Christ, the real Jesus. I've experienced it, and you just stop and think, well, why do I come back here for? But you just said, eventually you question, because you question. The moment you question, you're out of there. You're sucked back out. You're sucked back.
Yeah, because
you think you're coming back to evil, but
anything.
Yeah.
It's like, if there's because like every thought and everything there's. So as soon as you kind of like put your attention on your little spark, so that as soon as you come out of the head and go into the little child, as soon as your little child says, "What's going on?" That kind of like freaks it out.
Yeah, it's like you ever had a dream where you wake up and you try and turn the light on, right? No light comes on, right? It's all dark and you're walking around the house.
Yeah.
No electricity. Eventually there's electricity in the spark, but what it is just it's a big puff, like it goes out like a firecracker. It's not real light. It's sort of
I know. Or
you're looking for light.
The switch on.
Yeah, you've had that. Oh, it's like that. It's like this big puff of light.
It's called sleep paralysis.
And I'm looking for the light, and then these beings are showing me this light, but I know it's a puff light, which means I know it's not the real thing, and I know there's something not right about it. It's like the archons, those things.
Yeah. That's the one that came and sat on my bed.
Yeah.
And bit my thumb.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And I said, "In the name of Jesus, get out
That's
of
right.
here."
Yeah.
And he got up. He was in my room.
Yeah.
He walked toward the door, and I said,
"There you go.
He died for me." And he turned around.
That's
and
it.
Hissed.
Yeah.
It was like I can remember it like it was yesterday. Like
And these creatures, or these beings that look like human, are telling me, all your pain, all your sickness, everything, we'll take it all away. Just follow us and keep going. And you're going towards this puffy light, and you know that this is not. We're meant to suffer. We've come to this earth.
We'd have another cigarette, eh?
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, amazing, and it really is peaceful. More peaceful than anything on this earth, except if you get truly enlightened by Jesus. Have a moment. Okay, we're talking about the astral planes, and that also includes Mormonism. It's all about this mass consciousness, hypnosis, going under a spell, bewitched, as the Bible warned against.
Just lately.
Yeah.
Oh, you finished?
Yep, it's okay. You're right.
That's me. I'll have a little. Have you got papers?
Yeah, mate.
And filters?
Yep.
Oh, can I have papers and filters?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, a little bit of smoke. Just lately.
Can you spare one more?
What?
Just
yeah,
one.
mate, it's right there.
Oh, thank you. Just chill out. I'm enjoying your company. You know, you're like a sort of a mentor, kind of a guru, sort of Professor Zach, they call you.
We just, for some reason, we just obviously meant to just keep catching up with each other.
Oh yeah.
You're still practicing. I'm still practicing.
I know you got a good heart, mate. Yeah.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's all about. Well, yeah, there's a lot of spirit stuff going on, but music. It's always been about the music. Okay, there's nothing happening, but down the track.
Your compositions.
Who knows? Or my lyrics, but your music. But you never wanted to play over you never wanted to go to the work over my lyrics. You just wanted my lyrics over your music. But I've got these hundreds of fucking songs ready to go. And if we get into the situation Then you could write the
but I've got
music.
more patience now because I've got my own thing happening, Piano Man Kirky YouTube, and I've got a lot out of my system, and I've seen where that led, leading right up to Mel Gibson contacting me like that and doing a Mad Max movie, if that happens. But so I know what I can do, but I also know what you can do, and this is what you say.
Well, and what we can do. Because, you know what we can do. But if you could find the, like the inspiration to work on my lyrics and not feel like, I don't want to fucking do this, you know what I mean? I want to do my shit. If you, but you can help find the melodies. That would make it more interesting for you. I mean, I've got, usually they come pretty close to a melody, but a lot of them I've had a look every now and then I have a look through the can, and a lot of them I've forgotten the melodies, right? I look at all the words and I can't remember the melody for this. And there's lots of those, right? So you can have input on the melodies as well.
Yeah.
But who knows? You see,
that's all right. Just stick to originals.
Yeah,
that's all I'm interested in. I'm not interested in covers, Daryl.
we're just gonna get. So you got your little music thing going on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a little music thing going on.
Yep.
Right. Little YouTube website thing going on.
Yep.
Guitar lesson and I want to see this thing about doing a message I was talking about. Okay, any more views on our video?
Nearly 1,000.
Maybe 1,000. Start getting
That was a
money.
very popular
Any
one.
subscribers?
I've had about 3 or 4 subscribers.
3 or 4
No, I've got nearly 500.
subscribers.
Yeah, I'm all
You should start getting some money off that sucker.
1,000. Got to have 1,000.
1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I'm halfway there. Yeah.
And how many views?
1 million views to get the one-off
million.
$5,000.
Papers and filter, please. The filter?
Oh, can I give you the filters? Huh? Did I just hand them to you? In the here, mate. Here. Oh, here we go. There we go. Yeah. So, because I get my pain and suffering, and everything, diabetes and auto. But this thing was taking it away, and I was just so comfortable. It was like having a morphine shot.
The what?
Morphine. It was like having a morphine painkiller.
What is?
This realm of beings that were coming through the veil because of this this cult mentality that's trying to tell the world that you can escape suffering, and it's not even Buddhist. You don't even have to be a Buddhist or anything. This is just some type of frequency thing that, and it's programming, but it's not deliberate. It's not like they're deliberately trying to brainwash you. They're just completely convicted that this is a way out of pain.
See, the website for the aliens have been saying that's what they've got to offer. Medi beds and all the fix up and that's what that's what they've got for us. Right?
And religion aren't fixing it. And this is not
A medibed where you sit on the line, the thing, and you go through it, and everything gets fixed. Your teeth come back, and your hair, all your broken organs, everything gets fixed.
Rejuvenated, regenerated.
In instantly, sort of thing. That's what they reckon That's what they're saying on the website. We've got the medibeds. We're in your atmosphere now. Thousands of ships with medibeds.
And they're saying,
coming down to
that this sort of thing, you're going to be paid money for it. You're getting it free now. He said there's going to come a time when you're going to have to pay for it. Take advantage of it now.
It's being made available, but only to those who are raising themselves to 5D.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
So, is this the deception? I mean, so many of the Christian-themed videos are saying that this has got to be the deception. Everyone knows about the deception.
Yeah.
Because he said that. Why would he say that?
And they're trying to shut down the mind, or you can say even spiritual logic. It's shut down everything, and don't question. It's just like the Mormon Church. Just don't question and just accept it, and you make an affirmation, and you don't have the distractions.
The only,
So you're questioning, I'm questioning.
The only hope,
Yeah.
well, the hope that we've got is that because it's so nasty, okay, like it has to be spiritual. Has to be.
Spiritual
Has
warfare.
to be spiritual because of the way things. So that means that it's the story. There is basic story has substance, and that there's going to be a time when.
Yeah, left to our own vices again,
Well, it gets,
in a bad way.
Like the darkness gets taken away because it.
Oh, you mean
if it's spiritual?
Yeah.
Then I mean that kind of like this is what I've been going through lately, yesterday and today and just lately is that gone to this desert where there are no stories. Okay?
Stories.
I'm in a desert right now where there are no stories, and I want to be there, right? I don't want to be at the party. I don't want to be in this town, in the city, listening to all the stories. I'm dying. I'm really uncomfortable. And it's hot and I'm uncomfortable, right? But I'm in the desert and I don't want any fucking stories. You know what I'm saying? That's where I am. Right? It's got nothing to do with anyone else, but I'm in a spiritual desert right now. But if I have to be there to get away from the stories, I will. Everyone's got a fucking story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I said, in a world full of religion and no sign of God.
That's right.
I'll have this in the bathroom because I.
No, it's okay, mate.
You sure?
Yeah.
Not gonna upset you?
No.
I'm just sick of the stories. Everyone's got a spin on it.
I know. Trying to.
Oh no, this is how it is. Oh, you got to do that. Oh no, this is it. I'm definitely gonna. This is gonna happen then, and that's gonna be.
And all we got to do is just cut off from it all.
But when you look at the world, you can hear this flushing sound, and it's humanity going down the fucking toilet. But no one's worried about that. They just got their stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm fucking over it. If I was the only person left on this planet right now, I'd be fine.
Listen, mate, if we didn't have media, we didn't have all this influence coming in from inner space, outer space, whatever, we just left to ourselves, we'd just be like our good old grandparents in the bloody desert, like my pop, and just, you got creation, but you should worship the creator. You just got the peace there, but there's all this doctrinal type of stories being told to take it to the next levels, and next thing, bloody mother spaceship rocks up, and
I kind of think it's more like what we've said in the past. Sludge Boy has just fucking flooded the place with bodies. Okay, way too many people. Okay, he just filled the place with people.
Yep.
Just to make everything real confuse the shit out of everything. Okay, like it's just a huge mess. Everything's a mess. And in our lifetime, we've watched the dismantling of hundreds of years of society, just in our lifetime. Okay.
Yep.
Not supposed to change that fast. When we were kids, everyone went to church on Sunday.
I've got this.
That was like that for hundreds of years, but all of a sudden, overnight, it's fucking changed.
I had this slogan sent to me. It said, "Islam is a peaceful religion. Convert or we will kill you." But anyway, I've got this Muslim guy. He's sort of a friend, but he doesn't mean he loves everybody, he reckons, but he lives in the soul logic, in the head. He believes that all the witnesses of Jesus, all bullshit, that too many contradictions, and he goes back to the book of Sinai where there was no Trinity, nothing like that. And he believes that Gabriel really gave the Quran, and he's believing in something too. And he's just saying that there's only one religion, and that's Islam and Allah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, it's a other story, and another angel delivering another book, just like Joseph Smith Mormonism. modern day Muhammad he called himself that. And they're believing it and they're pushing it down people's throats because they think there's no other way to be at peace except...
No, listen, don't even, you're spoiling the moment by even
Right.
bringing the thought of those people into this room.
Yeah.
Okay? But yeah, see, I can't even talk to Christians because I've got
even Christians.
with the Old Testament. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm in this desert, right? I'm not listening to anyone, no one.
And they'd call you ignorant.
Yeah, well, and I'm watching them, everything, okay, and I'm quite happy being in that desert because they're no better off than me with their stories. Yeah. It's not working. Look at the place. Yeah. Everyone just running around telling fucking stories and people are suffering and dying and it's just fucking bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
And that Christmas, Merry Christmas, you know. And, you know, they have Christmas for the man that told us to love our enemies, and all we do is spend our time designing weapons to kill the bastards. You know what I mean? But we have Christmas and Easter. Don't worry about what he said. You know, it's like...
Yep.
And Christmas and Easter are so tied into two pagan fucking festivals anyway. And everyone knows that. Eggs, you know.
And yet, the feeling when it's Christmas, everybody's feeling the Holy Spirit and everything, and singing and tears. And you know that feeling, Christmas, holy, happy feeling. Yet it's still a deception because it's just everybody trying to be nice for one day of the year.
Well, see, that's kind of... That's a kind of like a two-edged thing because, for a start, that whole Christmas festival thing is all tied into Egypt and so on, okay? Yeah. And the other thing is, okay, everybody gives presents on that day, okay, and on birthdays, right? And they all have a good time, right? Well, see, the tragedy there is that people love giving presents, but the system only lets them do it a couple of times a year. In other words, people would love to be doing that every day, giving presents and having parties, but not allowed. You've got to go to work, the factory, make widget, fucking blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
The richies giving themselves presents every day, because it feels great. We only get to do it 2 or 3 times a year. It's the only time they let us do it. And then it all comes out, we all get pissed. But, you know what I mean? Underneath that, it just shows what's really on. But you're only allowed to be happy 3 times a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's... the whole thing is just...
Yeah. It's a bubble. It's control. And you see, there's so many people that so-called good, though Jesus said none good but God, but they're even using good people with high morals and then training them, programming, brainwashing them to deceive others. It's like people are just so fed up with the system, but yet they're in the system thinking they're free from a system.
In other words, see, we don't want to be anything like them, okay? So,
well, I come from the desert, you know me, and my grandfather had nothing but a radio play, and he didn't even have that when he was in the desert.
But look,
just
if you and I were 2 individuals and with the same potential as everyone else, but if you and I don't do anything in this life, whose fault is that?
Nobody's fault. Because we don't have to do anything. It's about being. Remember you said?
Yeah, well, but I mean, if we don't get to that stage where we actually be something.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, that's our fault.
Whose fault is that?
Our fault. Yeah.
So, I think we need to keep prodding each other.
Yeah.
because no one else is there.
No.
And it's just anything in the stories. There's going to be a time. Oh, that would be an amazing time. And you know, the verse that, the powerful verse that kicks in after he comes back, and that is, and all that is left is the fearful looking for of the fiery indignation of the wrath of God. And that's all that's going to be left for the fearful looking
all burn
for
up
the
to
fiery indignation of the wrath of God. That's going to be like, because there's been so much pain. If it's hurting him, right? When he finally gets the chance to do something about it, I reckon he's going to come on hot and strong. You know, like, yeah.
I'll give you an example of a person who's completely free of it all. But I used to travel across the Indian Pacific train to Sydney and go across the desert, and the train will be approaching this hermit living on the side of the railway track.
Pardon me cutting off.
Yeah.
Just while I think about this Christian girl on this video, she's talking about Jesus. She said the last time he came back, he was meek and the Saviour and everything.
Yeah.
But then she said, but this time when he comes back, it'll be all business. The way she said it, you know, she was like right there, you know, it'll be all business. Just the way she said it was so cute, you know.
So this guy would wave at the train go past you, like a mile-long train. He had 10 dogs or something, and he had probably never had a phone them days, and if anything happens medically, he'd be found dead there. But he was just a hermit. He was quite kind of infamous, like he absolutely living like a hermit, nothing. But he looked happy, waving and everything, waiting for the train come through. Every 3 days the train would come across.
Might have had a few roos, might have jumped the fence. There's a lot of those.
Yeah, but I used to think,
if he's waving, then he's got problems.
how do you live like that? And as I get older,
got problems.
well, he's obviously got problems. He probably doesn't know God.
If he's a waver, he's got problems.
Living like that.
Yeah. If he was serious, he wouldn't be waving.
But
if he was normal and of his own sound mind, living like that, he wouldn't be waving.
What's waving mean? Oh, waving.
He's got issues.
Ah.
A few roos have jumped the fence.
Oh, I gotcha.
But if he was a proper hermit, he wouldn't be waving anybody, telling everybody to fuck off.
Oh, I see. Okay. So it wasn't really any spiritual journey. It was just issues.
No, he's got issues.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But one day it's like see, I don't know if I'm going. You know, like
I
don't know. If
they're telling me I shouldn't have doubts,
I'm
but
not a candlestick person.
No. I smoke, so I'm not a candlestick person. See, and when I stop, I'm become religious, so I'm even worse. So, and
that's why
you get judged for these things.
I try to do random acts of kindness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I can, I wouldn't normally tell this to people, but if I can see that I can do something for someone, I'll do it instead of walking past. I do that to get credit up, you know? So there'll be something in the books.
Something in the books.
The
book of life,
Something.
That's it,
I do it as much as I can, you know? So you'll find something in there.
Yeah, some people are so convinced that they're going home and they're like, because you say,
so they're the candlestick people, and they just know, and you can see the faith oozing out of them. Yeah. That old lady, oh yes, I love him. He's coming to take me home, but I'm not like that. I was just because they're all every worders, right? And that's the huge.
They are
problem. If you're every worder, it's all sweet. You've got the Bible. Hey, it's in the Bible.
But even then, you can get prideful. The pride.
Well, no, you just got the comfort.
Yeah.
Of the Bible, but I question it. Like the whole, like lots of people are.
Yeah.
See, ever
the
since
clangers in it. Yeah.
ever since the Nag Hammadi scrolls, the Gnostic scrolls got found.
Yep.
Okay, that was 70 years ago, right?
Yeah.
That's really a lot of people are aware of those scrolls and those stories a lot, and the demiurge, and so for 70 years people have been having a look at that Old Testament, and the Ten Commandments, and I'm a jealous God, and well, hang on, that sounds dodgy, and
hate your parents, like
stone your kids to death, and, and all that, kill all the fucking people, and I know it's like there's so many kind of like contradictions in it. I mean, on the first page, 2 versions of Genesis, of the creation, on the very first page. Yeah. No one ever questioned that.
No.
I would have thought that the very first, even Moses, when he was writing it down, would have thought, hang on, I can't write 2 versions.
2 Adams, 2 gods, 2 seeds.
Yeah, but he would have thought, even Moses, when he was writing down, hang on, this is going to confuse people. If I write 2 different versions of the same story, I better just write one. And even from him and all the people that copied it, no one said, there's 2 versions of this, that's not right. They just kept, and everyone just, okay.
Yep.
And you ask about it, there's 2 versions of it.
Yep.
And
just skipped
over
all
the stuff and all the dodgy stuff. Every word is from God. So all scripture is from God.
Yep. I understand. And the whole civilization before the Adam that we know is formed by Lord God.
And you know what I think is at the bottom of all of that?
What?
Fear.
Fear?
Fear. Right? Because no one wants to question it, just in case it's true. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
just in case.
No
one wants to go to hell, right? So just in case. Well, no, that's the Bible. But when you dig into the finished Bible we have today, and you do a bit of research into where that came from, and the whole story, instead of we were given these brains and we were told, intelligence. So, but it's bigger than a book, and the candlestick people, they're kind of, their faith is more than that book, even though even that, they will question it as well. They won't have, it's like they've got something else. So there's this other dimension to their understanding of things, but no one really knows. You know what I mean? Everyone's got a story, but the candlestick people, all right, they're going along with it all. There are
the every word
so-called the every word. There are many thousands, I imagine, of candlestick people throughout the world in positions of responsibility and nice jobs and everything, okay? Just supporting the whole thing.
But Daryl,
you know what I mean? It's
are they candlestick people if they're condemning and sending people to hell? Like, that's what I mean. That's a prideful.
That's why I'm in this fucking desert, all by myself, with no candlestick people, with no pagans, no heretics, no fucking.
Well, they would call you a heretic.
No, none of them.
Right? Not mixing with anyone. Yeah, like that.
Within my understanding, you know what I mean? I'm in a desert of understanding, but I don't want anyone else there because I don't trust anyone
Yep.
with their stories.
Yeah, different versions.
Because it's just stories now. Thousands of years ago, when the world was new, all right, and there was promise and trees, lots of trees, and places to go, then people had stories and people listened to them. Everything was new.
Everything was organic.
But the stories were new. Now they're old. The world's fucked. Trees are gone. The oceans are radiated and poisoned. The climate's gone to shit. Okay? The priests are all, like
Pedophile.
homosexual fucking pedophile, corrupt, incestual things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the stories are old. And they haven't fixed the world. The world has got worse with all their stories.
Yeah.
So what are we supposed to do? You know what I mean? When we've got our own... See, are we on our own? See, when you take yourself into the desert, you can ask yourself, are you on your own? But you can only do that if you're not afraid, if you have no fear, if you're not thinking, well, I don't want to think or say anything to a God that may or may not be there, because if he is there and I think the wrong thing, well, then apparently I'll go to hell. And so I'm just going to sit here in this little space of, I don't know what's fucking going on, look after them, get something to eat and send my kids to private schools and I'm going to have a holiday and then because I'm going to retire, I suppose one day, I suppose I'll die one day. And I don't know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So everyone's, no one, you gotta, if you go to that place, it's scary because there's no one there.
Yeah.
You just gotta hope that there's someone there, but there's nobody there right now. There's no one there. And
yeah, you're right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
Because I'm not eating fairy floss. I'm not at the party. I'm not proselytizing.
Fossilizing. Yep.
Proselytizing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm not being a hypocrite, but I've got my own issues. The substance thing, the substance thing and the porn. I've got issues. Those issues. You know what I mean?
Because you've never been married. You never had anyone in your life.
It's like, it's a part of everything that has been, right? Because no one is there, no one has been there. If they have, they're keeping really quiet about it. So I can forgive myself for not being there yet, because no one's been there. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of
until someone judges you. Until somebody judges you. Somebody in society will put.
This is way beyond judgment. Yeah. But I'm kind of joining in empathy with sort of I'm not so joining empathy with the sin, I'm in empathy with the people who are infected with sin. You know what I mean? Because I'm just like them. I'm a sinner. Alright? So, but there's no kind of glitter on it.
No glitcher.
All right?
Uh-huh.
Whereas they're all out there pretending that they're not sinners. All right? But the Bible says we all are. But they're pretending that they're not. All right?
The fakes, yeah.
Hey?
The fakes. There are people out there who know they're with sin and they still...
Yeah, but the ones that are pretending that
Yeah.
they're not. Well, yeah, but most of them, they all are. They all are. They're all pretending. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd have a different world, right? It would be totally different if people were being honest to themselves, but it's not. They're not doing it. I can see that. And I just don't want to be another one of them. All right? So we have these chats and it helps both of us, you know what I mean? Because we're trying to get to the bone, to the marrow of all this stuff.
Yeah.
If you can in the desert, you confront yourself, all right? Because there's no fear of what's going to happen, all right? Because that's all head stuff, all fear stuff. Fear is not in the heart.
Yeah.
The heart has its own mind, has neurons in there, okay? There's no fear in there. Fear is only in one place, and we know who's in control of that, all right? So, anytime there's any fear, you know, it's just nothing's going to work, right?
Yeah.
So, if you go into the desert with your heart, with your little child and your honesty, all right? So, that's where we have to go, right? We have to go into the desert with our little child, right? With no fear, all right? But just waiting and, you know, waiting
No fear,
for understanding and
no
inspiration.
religion, no nothing.
Nothing. It's within yourself, you know. In the Bible it calls it a closet, right?
Yeah.
I'm calling it a desert. Same thing, all right, okay? Where there's nothing in there. Just you. That's the metaphor.
Reminds me of that movie Space Odyssey 2001. Remember the guy was all on his own on a planet, and the next thing at 2010, he became a little baby. He got reborn, and the whole matrix of the universe gave him rebirth, and he was just all on his own.
But look, using the metaphor of the closet.
Yeah.
Well, what does that mean? There's nothing else in the closet. Is there? It's a tiny little room.
Own the dark.
Just you in there, darkness, and just you, nothing else.
To appreciate the light, own the dark. Yeah.
But there's nothing else in there. In other words, no stories or anything.
No.
Right? Just you in the closet without anything. This is where we need to go, right? But we're so conditioned and so brainwashed. To, you know,
too much
not doing and even pretending to ourselves that we are in there. We're not, because we've always got that fear. That's why every word is ruled for so long, and they ruled through fear. You know, you will go to hell. All that 1,000 years of Catholic Church and everything. Even the Protestant, you know, you'll go to hell. You'll go to hell.
Yeah.
No one wants to go to hell.
No. Same with Islam.
Well, no. See, there's the other one. If you really fuck up, if you kill people, you go to paradise and get virgins.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
And pay for your sins to be forgiven. That's another thing in there.
Well, if you kill the infidel, you get a bonus. So they're all trying to. That's why they kill the white people,
the bad Muslims,
Christians.
Yeah, the bad Muslims.
The ones that get the opportunity. Because the Quran says, "Could take us out," and then they get 4 virgins.
7. There you go.
So, in the desert, none of that can touch you, right? But it's hard. It's a very, very hard place to reach. Very difficult to reach.